companies don't have a meeting problem. They have a leadership problem. Hello, I'm Jerico. As a company director with many years of management experience, I'll share business knowledge, problems companies might face, and how to solve workplace troubles in an easy-to-understand manner. On this channel, I'll share the insights I've gained while balancing work, family, and everyday life. In this video, we're diving into why piling on meetings might actually be slowing your company down and what you can do to get real decisions, not just the endless discussions. Stick around because it's time to reclaim your time and get things moving. Let's dive in. Ever noticed how managers here sometimes think that the more meetings they schedule, the more aligned the team will be? It's what some call the meeting paradox. On paper, it makes sense. If everyone is on the loop, things should run smoothly. But in reality, it often backfires. Here's the thing. Every time you leave one meeting and jump into another, your brain has to switch gears. This is called context switching, and it's more exhausting than most people realize. Imagine working on an important report, then suddenly being pulled in the 2-hour strategy meeting, only to come out and try to remember where you left off. That mental ping-pong drains your focus and energy.
That also causes decision fatigue, right?
Exactly. When you're constantly bombarded with discussions and updates, your brain's ability to make clear, confident decisions drops. Small choices that used to be easy suddenly feel complicated, and big decisions can get delayed or muddled. Here in the Philippines, this issue can feel even more pronounced. Filipino workplaces value teamwork and open discussions, which is great. But when the team alignment turns into an endless meetings, it can actually slow things down. People feel busy, but not necessarily productive. So the challenge isn't about having more meetings. It's about making the ones you do have truly count. It's about asking, do we really need this meeting? Can this be an email instead? Are we walking out with clear discussions? If you start thinking this way, you'll find your days become less about surviving meeting marathons and more about actually getting your work done. So ever been in a meeting where it feels like everyone is talking but nothing actually gets decided? That usually happens when no one is really responsible for making a call. In Filipino offices where pakikisama, camaraderie, and harmony are highly valued, people often hesitate to push a decision or challenge someone else's idea. And the result is endless discussion and zero or no action at all.
So why do meetings in the Philippines often feel like they go in circles?
I think because everyone wants to be a polite person. So even if it means no one decides, then there's the issue of too many people in the room. More voices might sound like a good idea, but more opinions usually means slower decisions. Everyone has something to add, and while every perspective can be valuable, it often drags the meeting into a loop of yes, but, or what if, before anything concrete comes out. And finally, without any clear agenda, meetings tend to become just a discussion time, a chill time, if I may say. People show up, talk about random topics, and leave without knowing what really was accomplished. So in the Philippines, where group meetings are often seen as a way to build relationships, in Cebuano dialect, "nagtapok" means to check in socially. This can be even more common. Meetings that should take 30 minutes can stretch into an hour or more, leaving everyone exhausted and still not sure about what to do next. And the truth is, meetings aren't bad. They just need structure, ownership, and focus. Otherwise, they become a trap where time is wasted, decisions are delayed, and the team leaves feeling busy but unproductive. Now let's be real. Meetings cost money. Every hour spent in a meeting is a labor cost being burned. And when those meetings drag on without any clear decisions, the price gets even higher. In Filipino offices, where collaboration and face-to-face discussions are highly valued, it is easy to see why managers might think more meetings mean better alignment. But the truth is, slow decisions don't just cost time. They kill speed and innovation. Projects get delayed. Ideas that could have been implemented yesterday sits in the limbo, and the team's momentum starts to fade.
When employees sit through yet another meeting and nothing actually changes, motivation takes a hit.
It's true. It's frustrating to give your time, energy, input, only to walk out feeling like that meeting is useless. So over time, this creates a culture where people show up physically but disengage mentally because they've learned that discussion doesn't always lead to action. And then there's meeting inflation, a scenario many Filipino offices know too well. Managers keep scheduling more check-ins, strategy talks, and alignment sessions, thinking they're keeping everyone in the loop. But the result is burnout and low productivity. People are exhausted from back-to-back meetings. And the time that they could have used to actually get things done is gone, burned. So instead of boosting performance, this constant cycle slows down your productivity. And the reality is clear. Meetings themselves aren't the enemy. Without focus, structure, and accountability, they become a hidden drain on both the company's resources and the team's morale. In the Philippines, it's even more crucial to balance collaboration with action, making sure every meeting actually earns its keep. One of the simplest ways to fix meeting overload is to assign a clear decision owner. In many Filipino workplaces, people avoid being too assertive because they don't want to cause friction or seem confrontational. But without someone who has the final say, the conversation keeps going in circles. A decision owner gives the group direction, speeds up alignment, and makes it clear who is accountable for moving things forward. Another game changer is limiting attendees only to the people who truly need to be there. A lot of teams in the Philippines tend to invite everyone just to keep them on the loop. But this often leads to slow discussions and unnecessary opinions that crowded the space. A small group makes it easier to stay on track, discuss the real issues, and reach decisions much more faster. And everyone else can be updated asynchronously. Having an outcome-focused agenda also makes a huge difference. So instead of listing topics like grocery list, set clear expected results. Are we deciding on something? Are we giving a feedback? Or are we approving a proposal? Filipino teams sometimes fall into long, open-ended conversations, not because they're inefficient, but because everyone wants to be the supportive person and wants to get involved. A clear agenda helps keep the meeting tight, structured, and anchored to the goal. Boosting asynchronous workflows can also dramatically reduce the need for live discussions. Tools like Slack, ClickUp, Notion, and Loom allows teams to share updates, give feedback, record explanations, and collaborate without stopping everyone's day. This works especially well in the Philippines, where teams often handle multiple responsibilities at once and appreciate the flexibility. It also allows people to respond thoughtfully instead of being pulled into constant back-to-back meetings. And when you do need to meet, try using a 15-minute micro meetings. These short, focused sessions force everyone to get straight to the point. They're perfect for quick check-ins, clarifications, or single decision discussions. For Filipino teams who are used to meetings that stretch far longer than planned, micro meetings can be a refreshing and surprisingly effective way of doing these meetings. In the end, it's all about respecting everyone's time. By making meetings leaner, clearer, and more purposeful, teams don't just save hours, they move faster, reduce the burnout, and get things more done. Meetings stop being a burden and start becoming what they were meant to be, a tool for clarity and not chaos. Many companies don't have a meeting problem. They have a leadership problem. If no one is confident enough to decide, the default becomes schedule another meeting. More meetings usually mean fewer decisions because they eat up a lot of time, dilute the focus, and turn simple choices into long, vague discussions. When too many people are involved, agendas are vague, and no one has a clear ownership. Meetings pile up, while nothing actually moves forward. Teams feel busy, but the real progress stalls. If you found this video helpful, please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe on this channel and for more office hacks. See you in the next one. Bye!